There once lived a friar who went around to all the inhabitants of the town and swapped money in exchange for their sins. The townspeople would give them money in order to have their names placed on a prayer list, a list that he erased every day. This was his routine life, nothing out of the ordinary, that is, until today. Thomas, friend, be safe from harm. How many times I've rested warm upon your bench as I might wish, and eaten many a dainty dish.
Dear master, how have you done since March began? I've missed you 2 whole weeks or more.
God knows, my son, I've labored sore, and chiefly to assist your spirit, I've said 1,000 prayers or near it, for you and other friends, alas. Today I prayed for you at Mass, and preached to the top of my poor wit, embellishing on Holy Writ. Ah, it's Father John. How are you doing, if I may? I'm well, my dear, for all my trips, and may God bless your life. I didn't see a sweeter wife today in church, with due respect. But now, my sweet, with your permission, I need to be about my mission, and speak with Thomas, if I may. Father, one more word. You haven't heard my child is dead. He died against all expectation. My dear, I had a revelation in my poor cell. He died indeed, but I know well his tender soul was born to bliss. Morning, night, or any hour, our praying has a special power, revealing more of sacred things than laymen see, though dukes and kings. Friars lead lives of abstinence, while other folks spare no expense to drown themselves in meat or drink. Your proof, dear Thomas, Jesus hears. Now thank St. Ives that you're alive. Without our prayers, you'd never thrive. Our whole house prays both day and night, that God will send you health and might.
That's not a scrap of help to me. I've squandered money, it appears, supporting friars to no end. I've spent it all, my friend. Goodbye, gold, for it's all gone.
You've never given me enough. I give that house a quart of oats. A thing's true value is itself. Divide it, watch the value scatter. No, I won't palate this matter. You want our prayers, but you won't pay? God knows that nothing works this way. The workman's worthy of his hire. I'd toss your money in the fire, but that won't suit my friends in Christ. Their efforts can't be underpriced. They strive to build up Mother Church, the purest sort of holy work. Yet you lie here beset with ire. The devil set your heart on fire. Let me repay my former plea. Beware of wrath that eats your heart. The friar became angrier at Thomas's stinginess to donate money. He decided to tell him tales of history's greatest men who have been stricken by the same wrath the friar sees in Thomas. A wrathful man was holding state when 2 knights ventured from his town, and one came home without the other. The ruler asked him for his brother, then cried, "You killed him, save your breath. I hereby sentence you to death." But lo, just then the missing knight came riding up in open sight. They went back to the lord again, and said, "Look, sire, he isn't slain. He's standing in your court instead." The ruler cried, "He should be dead. The first knight made a fool of me. I damned him, and I'll see him dead. This newest one must lose his head, because he made his fellow die." Hot Cambyses overdrank, and wrath made his famous crank. One day a knight who served this tyrant said to the king in confidence, "A lord is lost without good sense. Drink will wreck a common man." The knight thought otherwise and said, "I'll prove you, as you will see and hear. Drink won't affect me as you fear." To make his point, he drank much more, huge bumpers than he had before, and when the cruel wretch was done, he had men fetch the knight's young son. Cambyses took his bow in hand, and pulled the string back to his ear, and killed the poor lad then and there. Lo, Bilious Cyrus, the Medj's lawgiver, wrought execution on a river. It drowned his horse he rode upon, while waging war on Babylon. He changed his channel, dried its course, just to avenge a favorite horse. In short, dear Thomas, quit your care. All my advice is true and square. Don't hold a knife to your own heart. This anger rips your life apart. Now let me offer you confession.
No.
Then give me gold to build our cloisters. We've lived too long on clams and oysters. I beg you, help our fellowship, or we must sell our manuscripts. As you hope for salvation, Thomas, You might as well shut off the sun, for who can match what we have done? Dear Thomas, show your charity.
Well then, I've one gift left to give to your foundation while I live. I'll place it in your hand anon. But here's what you must swear to, John. It must be split with perfect art, so every friar gets his part. Vow each will have an equal share. The distribution must be fair.
I promise you no one will lack.
Then slide your hand along my back, grope well behind. Beneath my buttocks, there you'll find a thing I've held in privacy.
You churl, God's bones I swear, you've prearranged this whole affair. I'll make you suffer for that fart.
And the friar stormed out infuriated, and came upon the lord of the town, and told him about the insult he had just been paid by Thomas.
I'll flay the rascal every place. I won't stand by and be derided. You know a fart can't be divided.
The lord's squire was standing by, and heard every word of the friar's tale. This story picked his brain until, finally, he found a solution.
Obtain a cartwheel from your folks, a heavy one with all its spokes, 12 spokes in all, most commonly, and bring those friars here to me. A friar will apply his nose, while Father John, and here's the nub, sniffs up from underneath the hub. This Thomas must retain his gas until it's clamoring to pass. The wheel will equally extend the sound instinct to every spoke's end.
And all of the villagers thought the squire's plan was brilliant, for it would allow Thomas's donation to the friars to be equally received.